This idea, it sounds great, of a points-based system, and anybody who reaches this amount of points, they can get in. It's not actually really how the system works at all. So for a start, you have to be sponsored by an employer. If you're not, you don't get enough points. So it's not really a points-based system, it's an employer sponsorship system. And you talked about the seasonal agricultural workers scheme. Well, previously to Brexit, that was overwhelmingly work undertaken by migrants from the EU who had freedom of movement rights. That meant that they were able to change the farm they worked at if they were being abused by their employer. Under the current seasonal agricultural workers scheme, this visa is so restrictive as to produce a systemic risk of exploitation, and there have been multiple cases of reported modern slavery and gangmasters abusing the workers on these farms who are systematically underpaid. So what, in fact, getting rid of freedom of movement was, you have had to make these exceptional schemes to bring in seasonal workers on an even more restrictive visa here and care workers on an even more restrictive visa there. And each of them have a different set of rights that is more restrictive than the last, and that leaves them open to widespread and systemic workplace exploitation. So it hasn't made things fairer. It's made things a whole lot worse for everybody. Now that applies to Europeans just as equally as it applies to people from the rest of the world. The immigration system is an utter mess. People from across the political spectrum, up and down the country, agree. And that is the legacy that you have left us with.
Wow.